McGraw-Hill Professional presents The Magic Question, a simple question every leader dreams of answering. Written by David Cottrell, narrated by Todd Barsness. The Magic Question. How can I help? Isn't that the question every leader longs to hear? What if every person on your team or in your organization consistently asked you, "How can I help?" What if your team was totally in sync with and committed to achieving your organization's objectives? What if the members on your team were willing to leave their comfort zone and take a risk to help your team win? Impossible? Unrealistic? Pollyanna? Maybe it's expecting too much for team members to ask how they can help you achieve your goals. Perhaps it's far-fetched to think they could care that much about what happens at work. Maybe it's old school to think that people want to help an organization succeed. After all, people are just in it for the paycheck, right? Maybe not. According to a recent study of more than 17,000 people, less than 10% cited compensation and advancement opportunities as the most critical aspects of a job. It seems money is only one piece of the puzzle, and perhaps a small one at that. So what are the other pieces? According to the same study, the top factors that people consider important in a job include stimulating and challenging work, personal accomplishment, a friendly workplace, and belief and involvement in the organization's mission. Most people do want more than a paycheck. They want to feel good about where they work, whom they work with, and what they accomplish together as a team. Of course, there are some people, and you know who they are, who don't fit this category. A few are in it just for the paycheck, or perhaps they don't have the same agenda that you do. And some people simply are not in the right job for them at this time in their life. But these people are the exception rather than the rule. One of the most ignored facts of leadership is that the majority of your team really does care about doing a great job. They care, but something may be holding them back or pushing them out. The result of this disconnection is apathy. My observation is that many people on the team are so disenchanted that they'd prefer to take a risk and venture into an unknown organization rather than stay in their current situation. That means they must be missing those other, all-important aspects of their job. A popular word used to describe this seemingly apathetic and dispirited group of today's workforce is disengaged. It's an interesting way to describe someone: detached, disconnected, cut off. Who wants to spend the majority of their waking hours that way? Why would people consciously choose to be disengaged? Perhaps there is more to the issue of disengagement than that. Maybe people are not given the opportunity to engage. If the majority of your team are good people doing a good job who want to be rewarded in ways beyond a paycheck, and you, as the leader, are there to guide them in doing a good job, then why are your results often less than what you expected and hoped for? Perhaps the cause is external factors, marketplace or regulatory changes, economic factors, or a strategic error. However, in most cases, the cause comes from inside the organization. Peter Drucker once said that every business failure was the result of leadership failure. I have found that statement to be true. Whether it's hiring the wrong people, a lack of capital to sustain the business, failure to address marketplace challenges, creating chaos within the organization, or just not paying attention, everything falls at the leader's feet. The team with the best leader usually wins. But what distinguishes the best leaders is typically not competency. Most leaders are competent enough to do the job. The best leaders understand how to lead others toward a common goal. They are competent and also passionate, trustworthy, creative, and humane. Daniel Goleman, author of Emotional Intelligence, says, after analyzing 181 competence models from 121 organizations worldwide, we found that 67% of the abilities deemed essential for effective performance were emotional competencies. Compared to IQ and expertise, emotional competence mattered twice as much.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?